Hello again and welcome to another edition of Suds and Country. I'm Herb Suds and welcome to the show, my friends. I'm very lucky to have Columbia recording artist Buddy Jewell with me. How you doing?
Hey Herb, thanks for having me.
Nice having you on the show, buddy. Times Like These, 11 songs on that album. That's out right now.
Yeah, it came out a couple months ago. Real proud of it and did real well with the first single, If She Were Any Other Woman, and we're off on a really good start on the next single. A new song called So Gone's out now.
Who wrote those songs? You're a songwriter.
Well, you know, the writers of If She Were Any Other Woman were Kelly Lovelace, Brett Beavers, and Connie Harrington. And then on, on So Gone, I think it's, well, Sonny Lemaire, who was a part of Exile, is one of the writers on that. So, and then I've written a few songs on the album as well. So.
Good. Let's talk about If She Were Any Other Woman. That was that's out on the video, and
yeah, the most recent video that stars my wife. I'm an extra.
That too. I read that too.
Yeah, but we had a lot of fun making that, and it's the third video that I've made, and hopefully they all get a little easier, you know, each time you do them. So, but I had a lot of fun doing them, and you know, a lot of artists. You know, say they don't enjoy that process, but I actually enjoy getting to do that.
You have to be an actor, sort of, don't you, on that?
Well, I do the best I can.
Okay. You get by with it, huh?
Yeah, well, it remains to be seen. We'll see.
All right. Tell me something about the taping of that video that nobody here will know unless they watch this show, and something unusual.
Well, you know, we rented some people's house from them for the day to do the shoot, and we actually shot the ending of the video first. Me coming home and coming back and you know, getting in bed with my wife. We actually filmed that earlier in the day, and then all the scenes at the club and with the GTO I was driving, we shot that stuff later on that night.
How long was the shoot of one day?
It took about 13 hours total.
Now, how much input did you have as far as the way the video was being shot and the idea behind the concept?
You know, we whenever you do videos, you have producers, directors, whatever, they submit treatments, their idea of what they see the video as being, and then you kind of choose from those. I really like the treatment that David McClister, you know, the guy who directed the video, that he submitted, so we just stayed with that. But you know, previous videos like Sweet Southern Comfort, I had a lot of input on how that one turned out, and had a lot of fun doing that. But this one was, you know, pretty much in the can when I read it on paper the first time.
Let's talk about first winner of the country music reality show on USA Network, Nashville Star.
Yeah, it was a really interesting thing for me. I'd gotten involved in a few talent contests in the past. I was actually a male vocalist champion on Star Search for 2 or 3 shows back in the early '90s. And so, you know, my idea of televised, you know, talent competitions, I wasn't too keen on them anymore. I'd done my share of, you know, the things that you do in the local bars and stuff like that. But I really had to kind of be talked into going on that show, or trying out for it. A friend of mine at church kept bugging me about it, and finally to get Richard to leave me alone, I said, okay, I'll go do it. And actually the day of the auditions, I was really busy. I made a living as a studio singer there in Nashville before I got my break on Nashville Star. But I had a big studio schedule that the next day I needed to study a bunch of songs I was going to record the next day for some writers. Called my wife that morning of the audition and said, I don't think I'm going to do that TV thing. I don't have time. And she said, yeah, you know, I've been thinking about it. You know, if you get on there, you know, you're going to be stuck in that house, you know, for 9 weeks. And, you know, we've got 3 kids, and 2 of them were in school, and my wife was working a full-time job, and couldn't really, you know, see how we were going to make that work. And so I hung up, and the phone rang about 5 minutes later, and it was her. And she said, you know, we came to Nashville 10 years ago. She said, we came to Nashville to, you know, to chase this dream with you, and if we're not going to, you know, try every avenue, you know, to getting you that record deal, you know, then we might as well pack up and head back to Texas. And so, you know, we decided that I'd go ahead and try out, and that, you know, if the good Lord, if that was, you know, His will that it was supposed to happen, it happened, and it happened.
Good Lord was with you, man.
Yeah, He sure was. Still is.
How was it living in that house for 8-9 weeks with everybody else? You didn't go home at all for the 8-9 weeks?
No, you know, we had downtime where we'd have like an hour, a couple of hours a day or something like that when we could go do whatever we wanted to. So, me living in Nashville, you know, my family would drive by and pick me up. We'd go get ice cream or something like that. And some of the other contestants, their families would come in on the weekend or something like that. And they didn't get to stay with us, but we weren't totally isolated from our family or from the public either. So
I thought it was a cutoff deal.
Nah.
Okay. Do you have a roommate for you?
Yeah, I had John Arthur Martinez, the guy that came in second to me, was my roommate.
I met him just at Fanfare.
Yeah.
I just met him. Such a nice guy, isn't he?
He is actually. In fact,
guy.
we're such good friends that he and his wife when they came to Fanfare this year, they stayed with me and my wife and my family at my house.
He did a little clip for my TV show down there. I was in the media room.
Oh, good.
And he's such a nice guy.
He's a super guy, and you guys should go out and buy his album. He's got a great album.
He was all right. Yeah. He was the last one I interviewed I did a bunch of clips down there for the new artists.
Right.
He was one of them.
He's a good fella.
Help Pour Out the Rain. Say something about taping that video that nobody else will know, and then we're going to show it here.
Well, all the kids in the video, my daughter Lacey is obviously in it there, but there's a shot there during the second verse where you see two boys fishing in a stream. That's my two boys, Buddy and Josh.
Before you got on the Nashville Star, you were in Nashville for quite a few years singing demos.
Right.
Now, what got you into the demo business?
Well, when I moved to Nashville back in '93, I really didn't even know that part of the business existed. But what a demo singer is somebody who a writer or a publishing company hires to go into the studio with a band and record songs that their writers have written or whatever. And you go and you make an actual recording, like a record, and then they take and they play that for the people at the record labels to make the decisions on what winds up on albums. And so, the stuff that I sang on, they would pitch to people like George Strait and Alan Jackson, Randy Travis, and Garth Brooks, and now I get some of the same songs that I recorded as a demo singer being pitched back to me. Guys hoping that I'll put them on my record. So
are they pitched back to you in your voice?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
That must feel weird.
Well, actually, it's kind of cool. I sang so many of those things. I did that for about 8 years. I sang over 4,000 of them.
4,000 songs. I read that.
And so every now and then I'll hear something. I go, I know that's me singing that, but I don't remember recording it. But the great thing about getting to hear stuff that I recorded, I know how it's going to sound if I decide to put it on the album. So,
on a demo, when you sing a demo, you sing actually a full song.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it gets pitched to another artist.
Exactly. They'll do. It's a demonstration recording, so you'll have keys, keyboards, drums, bass, and guitar, and all that stuff, and try to make a really good representation of what the song would sound like if Alan Jackson recorded it or whatever. So.
How many of those demo songs that you have the 4,000 got recorded by that actually made hits out of?
There's 3 or 4 that come to mind. The biggest one was Write This Down for George Strait. I sang the demo for that. A song called Little Past Little Rock for Leanne Womack. Gary Allen had a #1 with a song called The One. And then there's been a ton of other album cuts that I sang on that wound up on other people's records.
Did you, have you ever recorded, on your 2 albums, have you ever recorded any of the songs that you demoed?
Yes, I did. In fact, on the first album, there were, I think there were 2 or 3 that I'd sang on. Danged O'Reilly Luck was one that I'd recorded the demo on. And I'm trying to think back to all the songs on that album. What else wound up on there? But yeah, definitely.
Did your voice change from those days when you demoed to this?
No, I don't think so. It's a process. When I first moved to Nashville, I could go back and listen to stuff that I recorded when I first got here, and then to the things that after I'd been doing that for a while, and I think it definitely helped to improve my voice.
Talk about differences. What's in between your first Buddy Jewell album and the new album out right now?
Well, the biggest difference for me was, we had so much more time to do it. I had a great producer, Garth Fundus, work on that with me, and he's, legendary.
Sure.
Worked with Keith Whitley, Don Williams, Trisha Yearwood, and so we had a lot more time, and that was kind of a blessing and a curse, because then when you have that much time, sometimes you tend to overthink things, and so, but we just figured we'd do. Give it the best shot we could and see what people think about it. it all depends on how many records you sell as to whether it's a commercial success or not. So that still remains to be seen.
Instrumentation-wise, you feel that this is a step up from the first album too, instrumentation-wise?
I think so. Clint used a lot of the same pickers that we used on this album.
Okay.
So so there's that bit of continuity there, but I think that they stepped it up a notch on this one. Yeah.
I read where it says, I see myself as a combination of Kenny Rogers / Waylon and Jim Reeves, and a splash of Glenn Campbell, little Ronnie Millsap on the side. Explain what the Buddy Jewell sound is with all those people mixed up in the blender.
I think that every artist develops their own style, and that comes from the people that they admire. And those are just some of the people that I really admire their music and their singing and their their entertainment, their showmanship, and so I try to combine a little bit of all those guys as well as a bunch of others. I'm a pretty big mixed bag of musical upbringing, so or musical influences. So that's hopefully where the sound comes from.
Yeah, that's when you go out on stage, is there a distinctive sound that Buddy Jewell has that really somebody can say, wow, I know that's Buddy Jewell now? Like Johnny Cash had that, Luther Perkins sound to it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm the guy to ask, that. I think it's better for, for that kind of stuff to come from the fans or the public or the critics or whatever. But, I just go out there and do what I do, and if it's something that makes me easily identifiable, then great. It's just music to me.
I heard you autographed some clothes on your closet for a charity. Is that true?
Yeah, we do that. I mean, 2 or 3 times a year, I'll go through my closet and get a clean. I get so many T-shirts and things like that, and that we'll go through, and the kids will help me. They'll stretch the church for me, and I'll autograph them, and we'll take them, put them in a big pile, and take them down to the record label, or give them to my manager, and they distribute them whenever. We get tons of calls for charity, for auctions and stuff like that. So they've always got stuff on hand.
What's your favorite charities to work for?
Well, without a doubt, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital has a real special place in my heart, and always will. But we always try to give back whenever the opportunity presents itself. But that's probably my favorite charity.
How's Fanfare been treating you the last couple of years?
Oh, it's been great.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Living there as long as I have, I've been in Nashville for 12 years now. I got to go to Fanfare a lot before I became an artist, and so I got to see it from a fan's perspective, and now I get to do it from an artist's perspective. It's really neat.
How does it feel now? I've asked this question a couple of times. How does it feel to work with the artists that you were fans of for so many years?
That is undoubtedly the coolest thing about this whole process is getting to meet my heroes.
There you go.
And getting to spend time with them and knowing that they admire and respect what I do means a lot to me.
It means a lot. Have any of those people recorded your songs?
Not yet.
Okay. You've been on the Opry quite a few times too.
Yeah, I have. I've played the Grand Ole Opry a bunch, and that's always just an amazing place for me. It's like playing in the home of country music, and there's no greater audience in the world than a Grand Ole Opry audience.
The first time out there had to be an experience. Huh?
It was great. I didn't remember it, the standing ovation walking out, but coming off, they gave me another standing ovation, and from what I understand, that doesn't happen very often out there. So it was an enormous honor for me to get to do that.
That's just to be invited over there to sing must be. Everybody asked the question to me, and I said, wow. We're going to wrap up here in a few minutes. I want to just do a little bit of background. You're Arkansas native?
Yeah, born and raised in Arkansas.
And you always liked country music?
Have always loved country
Never
music.
strayed?
No, there again, like I said, I've never not liked country music, but I have other musical influences.
In college, you majored in radio and TV. What did you do there?
Well, I was a radio, TV, communications major at Arkansas State University. I met Rick Dees, the DJ, when I was a teenager, because I grew up about an hour north of Memphis, and I met Rick, and that kind of spurred me to think that I might want to be a DJ or a newscaster or something someday.
Did you ever become a DJ on a college radio station?
No, we had a little one there that was just for our classes and stuff that we did, but nothing more than that.
In college talent contest, you sang Dave Loggins' song.
I did. I sang "Please Come to Boston." Came in second place at this big campus-wide talent contest, and that it's probably was a big turning point for me. I think from that moment on, I thought, wow, you know, the girls kind of like that, and they were talking to me more.
Bingo. Bingo. Better in sports.
Yeah, so
Better in
so
sports,
I wound
man.
up, you know, kind of, I think, turning a corner there and deciding that, man, if I ever get a chance to do this for a living, I'm going to take a shot at it.
Ain't saying no to that one, huh?
And that's right.
How about Wildfire, Michael Martin? That's a great song.
It is.
That's an
That was
incredible
another
song.
tune I sang in that contest. So, yeah, those are some great songs.
Well, you were playing down in Texas there in what was the White Oak Band?
Yeah,
That
there was a
before
group
you?
called White Oak that was out of Southwest Arkansas that I was lead singer with for about 3 or 4 years, and we played, you know, the honky tonk circuit out west and up north. And gosh, I think that the one year we were on the road for about 320 days that year.
Get out.
And
You were never
spent a
home.
lot of time playing in Canada and all over the country. Yeah.
Where have you traveled so far since you've had the record deal?
Man, I think I've everywhere except Hawaii.
No kidding. I've been everywhere.
I've dang near been. I may not have played there, but I've traveled through it. You know,
Wow.
we've been all over the country. It's been great.
Like Hanks knows, I've been everywhere, man.
Oh, he wasn't lying about
He wasn't
that.
lying. No, that's a good song. That's a good song. Well, you've been on Caribbean cruises too, huh?
Yeah, I've done one cruise for GAC back, I guess, the year that I won the show, and anyway, and I think that's about all I want to do on the cruises. I'm done.
Where were you when you were first recognized on the street?
I
You remember being first recognized? Somebody comes, hey, I know you.
don't.
No,
I don't remember.
Where were you the first time you heard your first song out on the radio?
I was in my car.
Not a setup deal. I mean, just cruising around here.
Yeah, I was in my car.
Yeah, and what did you do? How was the feeling?
Well, you know, it was great, except that my cell phone kept ringing.
Oh,
People saying, "Hey, you're on the radio."
Oh,
So,
no kidding. They heard
yeah,
it too, huh? Yeah, that kind of blows it out the window. Advice to some people that are starting out in the business.
well, you know, you got to be yourself. You know, there's already a Garth Brooks and a George
Right.
Jones, and so go out there and be yourself. And if you're a writer, man, try to write your own material. It has worked out very well for me so far.
Website. We're wrapping up.
www.buddyjewell, that's with 2 L's,
You got it.
.com. And you can check my tour schedule, get all kind of information, join my fan club,
Been
buy
there.
merchandise and all that good stuff.
Beautiful website.
Thank you.
Let's wrap up with one last song.
I think we have a video of Sweet Southern Comfort left, don't we?
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate having you on the show. Here's
All right.
Buddy Jewell wrapping it up in Southern Country.